Hey, it's me, Puppet DM, and I'm here to tell you all about the sponsors we have here at the Wandering Society. We're sponsored here by Mage Hand Press, makers of a bunch of 5th edition supplements, like the Book of Kobold or their series of new classes. And don't forget, Arcmada, the amazing sci-fi fantasy campaign setting for the world's greatest role-playing game. Be sure to check them out at store.mageandpress.com. Up next, we have Roll20. It's the platform we use here at the Wandering Society to play all of our games. It's easy to use, intuitive, and it now comes with dark mode. Be sure to check them out at roll20.net. We're also sponsored by Art Talsorian Games. Art Talsorian Games make great RPGs, and they've been doing so since the early 90s. Check their books. They've got Cyberpunk Red, which Simon tells me has been played here extensively, Castle Falkenstein, which also has been played here, and The Witcher, which has also been... Okay, we get it! Check them out at your FLGS or online at rtalsoriangames.com. Have you ever wanted to wake up and smell the coffee? Well, now you can with this next sponsor, Found Familiar. Get yourself some damn good coffee at foundfamiliar.com and use the code on the screen to get 15% off. What do you mean I can't drink coffee? What the fuck is felt? And we couldn't end this segment without talking about our good friends at Die Hard Dice. That's right. As a Dice affiliate, we are proud to partner with Die Hard Dice to bring you only the best in shiny click-clacks. Click-clacks? What is... Ow. You can check their ever-growing collection over at dieharddice.com and use the link below to get 15% off. You're putting this all on me? I better get a cut.
Hey, hello everyone, welcome. We are Saturday afternoon and we are back. I'm a little fuzzy. What's going on? Hello. Oh, there we go. Hello. Welcome. This is our 63rd episode of Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I am Simon, not Wandering DM. You see him pronouns. I will be the fate for this game. let me just pass the mic along to my players so they can introduce themselves, and then we're gonna recap where we were, where we left off a couple of weeks ago. And thank you so much. And we're going to get this show going. So let's start with the person on the top of the overlay. Hannah, hi, hello, welcome back.
Hi, thank you. I'm back, and I'm Kieran, son of Loki. Never done anything wrong in his life.
And then bottom of the overlay, we will start with Lynn. Hello.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn, Shide, and today I am playing Dihiga, daughter of Venari. She, her.
And last but not least, Hawkeye, hello.
I am Hawkeye. I will be playing Finbar Odubda, son of Ogma, and chief cat herder of this group.
There's no music right now because I forgot to launch my Roll20 because, yeah. So, last we left off, the group was separated. Renee will be back, I believe, next week. But as the fight with the Calicansaros underneath Russia led to a climax, the godlings fell down into the underworld through the Tree of Life. The group got separated, and Finbar, Dee, and Kieran, and Myro fell on a sort of ashen beach while Morning fell somewhere else. The four of you basically took stock of your surroundings. Myro unfortunately passed away from the fall. Him not being an actual demigod and still having a weak, fragile, mortal body. His soul was thankfully saved from eternal torment and annihilation by kind-hearted Kieran, who chose to house it in his mouth.
He will live on in here, or
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, he will live on somewhere in the tract.
My esophageal tract,
Yeah, that's
like
it.
like every chicken nugget you've eaten, and it'll always stay with you.
The three of you met legendary boat person, and apparently Mech Byron, who steers a boat between a city called the Vale and, well, the Styx and wherever the Styx connects. Chiron made you pay for passage, brought you to see what he calls his mother, which is essentially the city of the dead. A place called the Vale, which is kind of this surrealist city built upon itself and also a coastline. It has got very wildly different districts that clash together in style, but also in time periods that they come from. The people here, though they lack color for the most part, seem to live a life of just calm and quietude. They go about their days like they were alive. They have entertainment, they have restaurants, they have places to go. There's a tramway system that you've embarked on. In fact, as you started exploring the city, you realized that there is no way for you to reach out to the world of the living. And so Dee took it upon herself to start building a machine capable of reaching out to the world of the living. And you also learn that you have apparently an apartment free for your taking if you wanted to, a place to lay low and hide especially from beings called the Colors, who are these plague doctors, let's say, looking figure with a big vulture skull as a head. Um, Last we left off, you were in the tramway on your way to this new place, and you spotted, out of a wagon down, a pair of colors embarking upon the train. And so that's where we're going to pick back up today. Those two colors seem to be intently staring at each and every passenger and making their way from that other wagon to yours. There are, by the way, you're not in the last wagon, so there are wagons on both sides if you wanted to, but the tramway is has like started. It's not going full speed yet, but it's like leaving the station. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm not sure if there's any way that we can blend in with the crowd. Do we just try to lose them somehow?
I mean, we could try, but I mean, this is their place. We just got here. I mean, if they want to. Maybe they're not here for us, but I don't know. Probably a good chance.
Yeah. I'd be tempted to boldface lie it out, but I'm not sure that we'd be able to.
Look at Kieran. It's like,
Probably 95% chance that they're after us. But I'm not sure if there's anything we can do to dissuade them.
How far are we from our stop?
From what you could gather going into the station, you would have about 4 stops before you arrive at your destination. You don't know like the distance between each stop, but it would be 4 of them.
Sure. So causing a riot on the train seems like a bad idea when we're so far from the stop that we need to be. Let's see if I had anything for disguising a group of people. I mean, I do have, I can create an illusion around us. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if they can see through illusion. I don't know anything about undead bird people. It's not my specialty.
I mean, it's better than nothing. I think we have to get to our stop and seem as...
I could try to distract him, but I'm not sure I'd be able to do it long enough. Or if they'd even fall for the distraction.
All right. 3-tier
I don't
plan.
know what we're dealing with.
Illusion, talking, and then whatever the hell else. I think that seems okay. 4 steps to failure, so I mean that's better than 1 step to failure.
Okay, well then I'm going to use my boon ephemera. And I'm going to create just an illusion around us that's a group of other-looking people who are not us.
Completely
All
average.
right.
What is here?
Normal, just like random generated Sims looking people.
And Femera, do you have to make a roll or anything?
It says manipulation plus legend versus cunning plus legend.
Okay, so it's going to be against their cunning and legend, if need be. So you create this, and of course, pay the whatever legend cost it is. To the 3 of you, you do not look any different. But Kieran, you know that you do not look like what you are. However, you are still, well, at least when we ended the last session, like you were still standing like in the middle of a wagon.
Can we not get into one of the? Are there no seats?
Yeah, you can.
No chairs in hell?
No, you can sit. I just wanted to know if you were like if you stayed up or like, you know, you moved from one wagon to another, or you just stayed there.
Do we want to move to another wagon before starting this, or do we want to stay here, not draw attention by moving?
Maybe right here, just sit down, like you know.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's the best idea. If we
Don't look
move,
like-
then they're just going to keep moving with us.
Don't want to look exactly like we're avoiding them, and they're gonna come to us eventually. So might as well be right here. Figure out.
Whether we are innocent or not, we should at least look that way.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a couple of minutes for them to reach you. They sort of shuffle their way through the other wagon. They're not in any hurry. They open the little slide door that leads to your wagon. You realize that they do not have hands. They just, I guess, use telekinesis or something like that to open things and manipulate things. It's just, they're just, you know, the big skull with like the sort of heavy black cloak on over their body. They shuffle forward and look left to right at each passenger. And at some point, they reach the little, you know, box of seats that you are occupying. And I will ask Kieran to make a manipulation plus legend roll.
Right.
Momentum.
Do not forget, momentum, you are at 5 if you need any.
So it's manipulation plus legend?
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, I don't think you're going to be able to do it using the, like the
No.
menus.
It has to be over 7?
7 or above, yeah.
Yeah, in your case, 7 or above. So you need to have more than 3 successes. Okay, never mind.
Boom.
Nice. Hell yeah.
They stop. Their stare lingers for a moment on all 3 of you. You keep walking. They're about to leave the wagon when one of them turns on one side to one passenger that's there. And you hear the passenger begin to like stammer an excuse, like no, it's just I didn't have my I didn't have my I forgot my ticket. It's just, please don't do anything. I'll get off at the next station. I'll get off. Please don't do. And one of the colors just basically bends down over, towering over this sitting person, and the tip of their beak just pokes this like 1940s dressed man, and he explodes in a shower of, well, blood and bones for the most part. It sprays like the entire area that he was sitting in, the box and all the seats around. The tip of the beak of that one color who touched him sort of drains that blood away, and it turns red until it covers the entire skull and then goes back bone white. And the wagon is clean, and the 2 colors begin to shuffle forward. Tramway reaches the first stop.
I think it's just like I don't know, from D side, just like shot, like stunned, just like, oh.
Okay.
That was for fair jumping, so
We got our tickets.
wow.
I hold them up.
You do have your tickets.
Yep. Okay. Is that
Second
just
stop.
so one size fits all, or no, I don't even want to think about it. Let's
I mean,
just
I
get to
hope
the
so.
station.
I don't know how lenient they're gonna be. Looking at the where they used to be. Like, oh.
That like complete void of person that is now just
Mhm.
like that. Yeah.
So if they're already here in the land of the dead and that happens, then where does this spirit
Super
go?
bad. Mega hell.
Do they go straight to Tartarus or something like that?
Or is it like nothing? Or you just
Yeah.
nothing?
Oblivion. Never mind. I don't want to know.
I don't think we want to find out. I don't think I want to
Yeah,
try.
let's
I don't think I want to try.
not work.
Absolutely not. Just keep our
I don't
heads
know.
down.
Maybe
and-
I mean, best case is they reform in like spiritual, or they're eaten into nothing. So like I don't.
Very
Yeah,
idyllic
yeah.
of you, D. I'd rather not
I know.
test that. Like just
I'm-
the state of being a blood balloon is like something I'd rather avoid
Mm-mm.
for the time.
Just keep riding. Just keep riding.
Just keep your head down.
Riding.
Keep your tickets out. You know.
Third stop.
Only scream internally. Just yeah.
Fourth stop. The colors haven't come back. You didn't see them leave the train at any of the stations that you stopped at. But they haven't walked or shuffled back your way since.
Good.
All right, let's get off of this thing. Are we going to go straight there, or are we going to take a roundabout route just in case they're trying to follow us?
Why don't we be safe and just a little roundabout before we?
All right. The train station is devoid of much. It's like this concrete sort of dock with concrete benches. There are stains on much of the walls, cracks on the ground. Nothing to be wary of necessarily, but it looks like this place has seen better days. When you walk upstairs to get out of that station, you see these wow, what's the name for it? Like the rotating gate things that look like meat grinders. Yeah, them in a lot of
Turnstile.
metro- The turnstiles. But like the big ones, not
Yeah.
the horizontal ones.
Yeah, the
Um,
vertical. Yeah.
Yeah, the vertical ones. And instead of just metal bars, they are actually jagged spikes. If you were to try to run in from the wrong side, it's pretty much over.
Mm-hmm.
There's a booth nearby with a person reading a newspaper. You can barely see their face. They have a little blue hat. But that's about it. Leave the station and find yourselves in what looks to be it's a Soviet Russia brutalist apartment district. Everything is the same. Everything are these. Every building is like this cubic mass of concrete with all the same balconies and the same windows in the same places for whatever windows there are. Lobbies appear to all be the same, just an opening the foot of the building, no doors, no awning in front of the entrance. For the most part, the apartment numbers have been tagged with like spray paint, or they've been spray painted, I should say, onto the walls. Kind of like the station itself. Even the buildings here are like stained racks. They would appear abandoned if not for light that comes out of many of those windows. Practically all of them have their curtains pulled, but there is light beyond from time to time. You can see like a faint shadow of someone passing by. There are a few people on the street right now. An eclectic group, for sure. There are these 3... Let's call them Industrial Revolution era chimney sweeps. It's almost Mary Poppins-esque in is it Mary Poppins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in what how they look. There's another person, a woman walking home with like 2 buckets, steel buckets full of fish heads, and she's got like these big coveralls and knee-high, basically like rain boots on. There are 2 children playing some sort of hopscotch game, perhaps, on the sidewalk on the other side of the street. According to the address you have, your building is visible from the train station. It would be to your left. Maybe I'd say, like, using a clock, I'd say like at 10 o'clock about where you are. Exactly the same as all of the other ones. Make your way to the apartment.
Mhm. Yep.
In the lobby, you will notice set up against the wall are all of these little mailboxes. Many of them have the word vacant written on it. Others have numbers. Who had the key to the apartment?
I assume Finbar, he's the responsible one.
Okay, I'll be the one.
When you pass by the mailboxes, the key begins to vibrate slightly in your hand or your pocket, wherever you have it.
Mhm.
And one of the vacant labels just disappears, and instead is written the apartment number that is yours.
All right, just because I'm curious, I go over to see if there's anything in the mailbox.
There's only one thing, it's a flyer. It
I'll go
is,
ahead and take it out to see what it is.
Yeah, it's an ad for cruises on the Styx. The slogan is a trip you will never get back from.
That's not.
Junk mail in hell. It's apropos.
I'm surprised there's not more.
Mhm.
You just got there. Your apartment is on the 5th floor. You begin to walk up the stairs. By the way,
There's
an
no elevator.
There is an elevator. It's out of order.
Oh no.
The doors are even open. You see the cables going down. If you look into the shaft, like you
It's so
see,
dangerous.
yeah, it's probably like stuck on the basement level, which is odd
Well-
because there are no stairs leading to the basement level.
Interesting.
They built a basement just to have the elevator stuck down there.
Just yep.
Yeah. Elevator
expressly
maintenance
for the
with the-
purpose of like leaving it there.
Well, there's a route that we can use to repel if we have to get out of here.
Oh,
No,
good.
not.
Are you an expert at repelling? Because I'm not.
I'm probably strong enough.
Yeah,
To
I
maybe
don't-
hold on to one or both of you on with one hand and slide down on the other.
I mean, what's rope burn caused by steel wires, you know?
Ooh.
You make your way up the stairs, looking at the numbers on each side of the hallway. So the design of this block is the same for every floor. It's one corridor that goes around the outside, and all of the apartments are towards the inside. The windows that you saw with shadows passing by, now you realize are not windows into apartments, but windows that give out from that corridor to the outside.
Okay.
Your apartment will not have windows.
What floor are we on?
Fifth.
Fifth, of course.
You make your way to your door, put the key in, and as you turn it, there's your neighbor's door opens up. You hear a sort of low voice that goes, "Oh, hey, Nay," poking his head out of door frame. Is an old friend of yours from way back when. One Mr. Stevenson. One Mr. Ulfer Stevenson. With his long, sort of, past shoulder hair,
Oh.
beard, thick black eyebrows.
Mm-mm.
Are we still disguised as NPCs?
So, let me check. How long does ephemera that last? Indefinite. So that means that I would have to have a clash of will between the two of you. Which in this case is not necessarily that high. It's a bit higher than the pullers, but yeah, only 2 successes. So he goes, "Hey, Nay, there's a whole lot of you. You might find it cramped back there. If you need anything, name's Ulfer."
Nice to meet you, Ulfer.
Yeah, same. Where you where you came from?
Train station.
Oh shit, you died on a train station?
No, we technically we died from a fall, and then we took the train, and now we're here.
Well, that's a nasty way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went away peacefully in my sleep, you know?
Mhm.
I thought I would
Yeah.
wake up somewhere else than here, but I guess, I have to wait for my turn or something.
How you've been here? How long have you been here?
I don't know. Feels like it's been ages.
So you've just been here since the entire time since you died?
I mean, not in the apartment. On Tuesdays, me and the boys, we got a little baseball league. We practice in the park. It's about over yonder, up the hill.
Yeah, it's always good to have hobbies with friends.
Sounds like
This
fun.
place.
Yeah.
Anyway, you shouldn't hear much noise from me. I don't know about the other neighbor. I'm just hoping, please, you afford me the same respect and, not bang on the walls or anything. I'm,
No, of course, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna be out most of the time, so you shouldn't have to worry. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're new and everything. Hey, look, if you ever
Mhm.
need a guide or something, I can take some time off from my work.
You work.
I'm an entrepreneur. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you need to know where places are,
Mm.
or I was new myself recently, Hey, you don't mind me asking? You I can hear in your voice you're Americans, right?
Yeah.
Would you have known anything that would have happened to a company called Wolf Security? We were
Fame.
very big in like early 21st century. I don't know what date it is up there now, but
Sorry, it's not
Mm.
ringing a bell.
cool. At some point, I'm gonna ask one of you to make a deception check,
Let's
like
make it.
manipulation, subterfuge.
I can do it.
Okay. I mean,
I doubt.
yeah, go ahead.
that
Yeah, you're
the-
you're talking. This is you. This is Ulfer. So I
You're the
figure-
face.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be much, as far as I can see here. It's gonna be 3. Oh no. It's gonna be 3 successes that you need to beat.
It's a good thing none of us are wearing like company shirts or anything like that.
I mean, even if we were, we're
It's like, you got, like-
generic NPCs right
Yeah,
now.
you're technically like just a bunch of generic people. With 3 successes, he's like, yeah. You can see that he has an inkling that you don't really want to talk about something, maybe like because you're ashamed of how you die or whatever, but
Yeah,
just
that's
waves
it.
it away.
That's it. That's absolutely it.
Eating me up
Mhm.
inside.
You know.
Anyway, yeah, you have a good rest of afterlife, neighbors.
Yeah. Good to meet you. Yeah.
Finbar's doing his best not to talk during any of this, not to give away his accent.
He closes the door, and you open yours finally. Get into this little. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment. Got a cramped living room / dining room, a smallish kitchen that's big enough to maybe have 2 people in it side by side. There's the width of your living room is about 10-ish feet. There is no furniture, by the way. It is empty. There are appliances. You have like a fridge, an older, and I mean older fridge, like 1910 type of thing. The stuff that was made out of like solid steel. The oven looks a little more modern. There's a sink, but it's busted up. And if you look at the 2 bedrooms, they're equally small, all on the same side of the apartment. Basically, the side that would give onto Ulfer's apartment on the other side. There's a single bed in there. They look like older hospital beds.
Mm.
There are no bathrooms. But that's
You
your...
would just look at the bed. It's like you would think they'd want something different than those. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I'm just worried about anyone else we're going to run into along the way.
Do we know anybody else who died?
What about that? What about that fisherman you pissed off?
Me? What did I do? I pissed off nary a fisherman in my lifetime. Is he dead?
I'm not sure if he is, but I know some of the people we've come up against. We've beat them down pretty good.
Aye, but like godlings don't go to hell. Yeah, like
I
And-
don't know.
And
I
as soon
don't
as
know.
you say that, I look at your face, I look at her, I look at Dee's, I point to myself. Yeah, no godlings ever come
in our
here.
extenuating
know.
circumstances, we're not dead.
How
Just
do you
on
know?
vacation.
No
We
one, no
don't
one
know
told
that.
us. No one told us where we go when we get killed.
We don't know that we are the exception and not the rule at this point. We can't make any assumptions.
I mean, look what happened to him. And just like point on the side of it.
He's not a godling though. He's just I don't know what he is. He's my nephew. You know, he's
He's of the blood.
yeah, sure, but he's like of the blood diluted. He's like godling light. You know, it's not the same thing.
I personally don't want to know how much blood or what kind of blood it takes for you to not be sent to whatever hell place.
All right,
So-
let's get going on what we need to do.
Yeah,
we don't know how soon or much time window we've got,
I
so D,
don't-
go at it.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to spend any more time in, here. And try and hopefully that, yeah, let's get this. This should be enough room.
All right.
Whatever space you need, I can huddle up in a corner if and such.
Yep, just say the word.
You make yourselves comfortable. D, you're gonna start tinkering on your project.
Can I put the coffee on, or is there no coffee in hell?
It's instant decaf.
Christ's
What the
sake.
hell is the
Sanka.
point? You don't drink it for the taste.
Yeah.
Taster's choice.
You're dead. Do you really think caffeine's gonna do anything to you?
You're assuming we even sleep
Well, the
down
three
here.
of you aren't dead,
We're not
but
dead!
you are clearly in a
We might
place
as well be
where
with decaf coffee though.
Dee's probably gonna need some caffeine soon. I don't know. Like this is probably like she subsides half her intake is caffeine. She's gonna crash at some point or go.
I love how you are demigods and still your biggest problem is coffee.
Yeah, we're allowed to have first world problems, you know.
I mean, at that point, yeah, sure. Mundane mortal concerns. It's okay. It sort of anchors you down, to everybody else's level. So you're tinkering on your project. Using whatever you can find in the apartment as building blocks for your computer. And as you're doing this, the other two, Kieran, Finbar, there's not much left to do. You can look at the walls.
Now, you said we don't have any windows to the outside, right?
Nope. It feels
Okay.
like you're in a bunker or a jail cell, almost.
All right, Finbar is going to take up a position near the door, just so he
Mhm.
can listen for anyone walking outside, especially if some wicked individuals decide to come wandering by. If he can at least hear if anyone's walking,
Well, you can't come in without a warrant, right?
we don't know that.
Hmm.
I mean, they did explode someone for not paying for the train, so I don't know what system of law necessarily works around here. They might just bust in at some point.
Well, that's
'Cause what-
comforting.
Because what we're doing is probably multitudes worse than what that man did.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you just focus on what you need to do, D. We'll keep the perimeter.
I might have to take pieces. I hope you're not too tied to that fridge, because I'm probably gonna need to use big pieces of it.
Aye, not the fridge too.
Use whatever you need.
It's just like it's gonna be everything. It's gonna be like wires out of the wall, that sort of thing, and like the thing is like
We'll
there's
never get
gonna
our
be like
security deposit
nothing.
back.
Yeah, just like It's gonna look like someone went through like trying to go look for copper wiring for this place, kind of.
Uh-huh.
That look.
As you're building this, Finbar, so there's always the background noise of
Right.
whatever Dee's doing in the bedroom. But there are two things though that will stand out during this span of time, which honestly is of an indeterminate amount. If any one of you has like a timepiece of any kind, phone, watch,
Pocket watch.
sometimes time goes by normally, sometimes seconds take minutes, and then whoop, all of a sudden you skip forward 30 seconds or an hour in the future. Or not the future, but like it passes very quickly. In that span of time, Finbar, through the magic eye on the door, you would see at one point there is a caller that just shuffles past the corridor.
Okay.
Quietly, softly. It's not turning around to look at any of the doors. It's just trolling, maybe. He moves from what would be the side of the corridor that is the nearest to the staircase, going towards probably like the long way around to get back. And the other thing that is out of the ordinary, you hear the sound of a woman scream. They like coming from Ulfer's apartment.
Is this a true terror scream, or is this like a 1960s sitcom's wife on a chair seeing a mouse type of scream?
No, it sounds like someone's about to get killed or is in the process of getting.
Again.
Should we do something?
Okay, I suppose I'd better. Finbar is going to want to check that out. He's hoping it's just maybe a movie on TV or something like that. But he's going to go knock on the door and say, and try to Americanize his voice as much as he can and say, "Is everything all right in there?"
The door cracks open. You see Ulfer's face kind of half poke out. You notice through the crack in the door he's wearing an apron, a butcher's apron. It looks kind of stained in places, dark blotches. He goes, yeah, don't worry about it, neighbor. It's something that happens a lot around these parts. Don't fret, everything's fine. I'm fine.
Screams like that are normal then.
Oh, in the Vale, yeah, they are. Often. It's fact of unlife, I guess.
Okay. And then he will slowly back away and head back inside.
He closes the door. Before you go back inside, Finbar, you would notice after Ulfer closes the door, there's like a trickle of blood that leaks out from under his door. It's just a small rivulet.
All right, he'll bend down and look. Does it look human?
Yeah. You know, dark red. A little sticky. You also realize by now, with this blood trickling out, that the building is clearly crooked.
Definitely leans to one side. He will step back, avoiding making any contact with the blood, just in case. He'll get back in the door, close it, lock it, deadbolt it if it's got that as well. Whatever locking mechanisms it has, he enables.
Right.
You good there?
Not as good as I would like to be. There's a trail of blood coming up from underneath the door, although he said it's okay, and this is like the screams like that are normal occurrences. He'll look over to Dee and say, the sooner you get your stuff done, the better.
Yeah.
Not trying to rush you, just giving a little bit more incentive.
Mm-hmm.
You keep working on your stuff. You're maybe like 3/4 done when again there's a muffled scream. This time a man.
What
Like
the
someone's fighting for their lives. And then just a loud thud.
Above, below, same level.
Same coming from Wolfers.
It's like a horror movie going on over there.
I thought he said he was gonna be quiet. And she's like trying to like.
If this is his definition of quiet, I'd hate to see what he thinks a rowdy party sounds like.
Should we check again, or do you want to just leave it? Because I feel like if we knock too many times, one of us is going to be next.
As close as we are to getting this done, I'd say let's stand pat and get this done. And I reach for old Louie, and I'm just stand at the door, and it's kind of the baseball equivalent of locked and loaded.
Two things. One, D, you're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that you're missing a crucial component. So you've got a machine that kind of would work. You can get power to it using whatever electricity apparently runs in this building. But the main issue that you have is something that would work as a conduit between the two worlds. Something, and what I mean by that is something that's more on the symbolic side than the not material side, but that's more symbolic than actual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what would allow you to basically communicate. Right now, you can boot this computer, this strange machine that you've built. The interface of your computer, the what would be the monitor, is basically just the coffee cup, the coffee pot, stuff that appears on it. But the issue is, yeah, while you can use it as a typewriter at the moment, you would need to find something that sort of means a link. And vague, kind of on purpose.
Would my Bard's Quest PDA/phone do the trick?
Do you want to try it?
Well, before we try that, first, the question is, will using it destroy it? Like, will integrating it into this computer mean that he can no longer use it afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you use in there needs this, will now be part of that machine. I can tell you right now that because you are demigods, so at some point you can feel like the connections. All of your gifts, all of your relics, they're not connected to the world of mortals. They're connected to the overworld. So I mean, yeah, if you wanted to contact like your parents, you could probably sacrifice your PDA for that, but that would not reach Earth. That would reach whatever's over it, right?
All right. What about my work cell phone? The one that I would have had from the university?
That might be a thing. Do you want to let D tinker with it?
He rarely uses it. He uses the Bard Quest phone more than anything else for just about everything. So he'd hand over his regular cell phone.
If you hold it up, it's like don't have anything useful because it's like once it goes, it goes.
Let me check. I do a quick look. Nope, I've got everything on. Anything that I would want on here is transferred onto the other, so we're good.
You look at the phone, it's like, well,
Clean boot it, clean wipe it if you have to.
she'll look at the phone. It's like, well, we appreciate your sacrifice, and she'll integrate into the thing.
You make cunning and technology check for me. I am looking at 4 successes for this to be the piece.
Okay, like
Feel free to use momentum if you need.
All right. Let me just double check with my. Okay, good. I will use 2 because we're probably gonna need. Oh, I need 2. Okay, well.
Oh, you got it.
Well,
4 successes.
I'll just roll those. So maybe there's a super success in there somewhere. I don't know. No, 5 successes.
All right. So you did use 2 momentum?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do it after the fact, by the way. You don't have to call it before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You won't know. We'll.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to work. It's going to take about like a half hour to 45 minutes to just reconnect everything. Kind of find a way to solder the pieces of the phone into your machine. And during that time, the door to Ulfur's apartment opens and closes. Finbar, you were still by the door.
Mm-hmm.
If you look through the fisheye, you would see this Ulfur with the apron. He's got a garbage bag in one hand and a fancy-ish knife tucked on the belt of his apron. It's got markings on the side of the blade, Nordic runes. And he makes his way down the corridor. Right before D finishes, he would come back and go into his apartment. So if you want to do anything
can I
in the
make out what
meantime-
the runes? Can I make out what the runes say?
Yeah, you can like hold the camera of your PDA onto it.
Murder knife.
No, it says to my favorite son.
You should take it. You should take it. You should just. You've taken his pants. You've taken his cell phone. You've taken his company. Take his knife.
I took his other knife. How did he get another knife? How did he get? Wait a
weird.
minute. Hold on.
Take
Wait a
his
minute.
spiritual. Take the
Wait, that's
spiritual
my
knife.
knife. How did he get?
No.
Take it back. Combine them. Maybe you get something good if you.
I
if you
already have a
combine
knife that says "to my favorite son" that I took off of another one of his sons.
You'll be the super favorite then. You will be the super.
Why
favorite.
do I get the feeling
I
that
have to
Loki?
collect them all.
Why do I get the feeling that
Everybody
Loki's
gets
able
it.
to get these knives wholesale somewhere?
Everybody gets
Everybody but
everybody.
me.
You know what? It's everybody gets the favorite son, so they don't give him shit. Like they don't talk to each other. How are they gonna know?
But then again, he's not Loki's son. Remember?
Yeah.
That's true.
Then you need to take that. Someone.
I still want it.
This knife, by the way, is different than the knife that you took from Ulfur.
Right, I took his Fenrir's fang, which was made from his own fang, I think. But
Yeah.
I
but-
need this one because I'm petty.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's not like an identical copy of it, not like he like somehow got
But it's
like
different.
his
From,
knife back.
it's different from the knife that I got from the guy who was pretending to be me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
So
there
Totally
right
was
now
different.
there seems to be 3 knives that are like to my favorite son, and they're
this
all different.
Yeah, I
I
need
have a
them.
feeling that like if you saw him walk out with a mug that said "to my favorite son," this might have a similar. Man, I need that. He's not my favorite.
I'm the only favorite son here in this universe.
I mean,
There can only be one.
I'm not saying that a distant kind of deadbeat dad would be bad at gifting stuff,
Yeah, you think?
but you know,
Rummaged in his pockets and gave me what was there, including the lint. That was my like legendary gift.
15 of
Loki
that.
is very much a dad going through his midlife crisis. That said, the
Yeah.
machine is going to spark to life as we go to break. And when we come back, well, we'll see what happens when you long distance call from the underworld to the world of living. Stick around, everyone.
Just
We'll be
don't-
back in like 5 to 10. Oh, yeah.
No, I was gonna make a joke. Go ahead.
No, please go.
I was gonna say, let's make sure we don't make it a collect call.
That'd be
That's a
kind of
hell
hard
of
to do. All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Get yourself something to drink, and back here after.
All right. With that,
Hello, I'm still fuzzy. Oof. Okay. Hello, welcome back. The machine has been started. It beeps, it creaks, the coffee machine starts to drip in your monitor. But through this strange contraption, you are able to reach the world of the living. You don't know for how long. You don't know how much freedom you're gonna have with it. It doesn't seem to be connected to the internet per se, like to the internet at large. But you should be able to like direct it somewhere if you wanted to reach out to someone or to see, you know, like a specific website. You think the machine would have enough energy to be able to do that. So D, what's the first item on your list? You are muted. No. Let me see if it's not a video ninja.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
there we go.
All right. I think
Oh, no, it stopped again. I mean, here I know that it says you're using your, well, your mic.
There you go.
There's only one.
Is that better?
No, I can barely hear you.
Oh, it's happening. There we go.
Ah,
There we go.
yes.
Okay. I don't know what the hell is. Okay. I'll bring it up to the groups. Like, do we? Okay. I have be able to punch through. Anybody have anything specific? I just basically want the access. I'm not exactly sure what to do now that we have it, but we have it.
I guess probably things we need to know is probably how much time has passed to what's happening up there, and probably we probably would let somebody know where we are. Who we let know, I'll leave up to you. Maybe. Oh, what's her name? Oh,
Should we contact your daughter?
Yeah, like
that or the person with my brain is popping the
Ah.
clutch. The one in the apartment with the giant beavers.
Oh,
Winnie.
Winnie.
Yeah.
Winnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, her or Winnie would be an option.
I mean, either of them sounds good. We can I can maybe hook this up to like an email of some sort, and it'll give us like date and time. So
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Because we have no idea how much time is, how fast or slow time is passing with us down here.
yeah, I think she'll like step aside and have like, okay, Finbar, if we're gonna contact Mark, what do you want to type?
Sure.
Just type. Yeah, it's right here. It should be fine. I opened up to the email to her.
All right. And he will just quickly type off a missive telling Nama where they are and inquire about what the current date and time is, so we can get an idea of how long we've been and find out what is happening in the known mortal world.
So first an email to Nama.
Oh, you want I got an idea also. Like, can we use does Nama use any sort of like video call things? Like
Oh yeah.
Yep.
She'd
You want
have
just
all
you want just punch into that as well, send the email
Sounds
and then
good.
punch into yeah. Just in case.
You send
don't have
a
the limited
link
time.
to a video call. Yeah, her face is going to appear basically like stretched onto the coffee
I mean,
pot.
thing audio is a video isn't 100% like necessary, but you know, it's fine.
It's a little spotty. The
Yeah.
video glitches and lags from time to time.
Yeah.
But-
I do like the thing where I hit it on the side every once in a while because it like
Um,
Like the old 1960s black and white TV.
I think Dee also has to she has her hand on a couple wires to make sure that they're touching. She didn't have enough to she's
Oh, wow.
barely. This machine is
you have to
fraught.
basically
Yeah.
hold it together physically.
hold two pieces
You're holding on to the
down.
rabbit ears.
Yeah, this is barely functional is being nice at this thing.
So the video call goes out. The Ma answers. Da? Is that you?
Yes. It's me. I just want to let you know we are still, as far as we know, we're still alive, but unfortunately we're in the underworld right now. I wanted to let you know, one, that we're still around. Two, I wanted to find out what is the current date and time.
In the underworld. Okay. Is everyone with you? Or is it you
We
alone?
have everyone with us but Morning right now. We got separated from her, but we're going to presume that she's okay until we hear otherwise. I've got faith in her.
Oh, she hasn't posted anything on social media in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. Insert date a month from when you left.
1 month. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've been gone. So a month has passed since we were last in the mortal
Since
world.
I think you said you were going to Russia, something like that.
Yeah, we went.
Yep.
Yeah, we went there and ended up here after fighting some creatures that were trying to basically split the world apart. Long story, too long to tell here. I'll let you know when we get back. I'll tell you the tale of when we get back. You'll enjoy it.
Oh, good, because I think the world needs you right now. There's a lot that's been happening. There was an earthquake in Russia. Went all the way down to Belarus and part of Ukraine.
Yeah, that was probably part and parcel of the battle that we were in. We were trying to prevent it from being worse.
Yeah, there's also been a lot of storms, and the sky sometimes turns a strange shade of orange. Is weird. Meteorologists they're scrambling about trying to find out what it is. But yeah, I'm not gonna say it's panic, but there's definitely some sort of end of the world vibe to it.
So we need to make haste, then.
I
That's for sure.
guess. Yeah. There's been a few catastrophes here and there, but nothing that was. Well. I mean, maybe extraordinary circumstances, but it's not truly apocalyptic. You know? It's just been one thing after another. It got some people freaking out, but I got a visit from Professor Morgan.
Does he have any good information for us?
Him and the others, they were basically trying to do what you were doing. I guess they're trying to help in any way they can. There's like a whole PR angle to their thing, I feel like. But I mean, in the end of the day, they're doing good, I guess.
Yeah, Morgan will do anything to try to get himself the PR, but I had him doing some research for us. Did he give you anything yet?
Oh, yes. I have a document here. How can I send files over to the underworld?
I looked
How does
to
that
D.
work?
Can I? In this thing? Okay, if I hook up my phone to this thing, can this thing?
Let's see. You had just barely 4 successes earlier, so I'll ask for another roll.
Okay, same thing.
But no, this time it's going to be let's go with intellect and technology.
Okay. So
You're not trying to bypass the thing, you're trying to make sure that your tech can do something.
5 successes. That's what we need.
Sorry about that. 5 successes is plenty enough for you to know that you have data transfer capability.
I think D just like kind of like takes just like kind of like is halfway inside the fridge and just kind of like fusses around, throws pieces, like just like jams the phone. It's like she's not looking, but she just gives like thumbs up.
All right, send it now.
Data transfer starts.
All right, anything else that we
Going
need to know,
take
Nima?
6 years.
What are we on, dial-up?
All of a sudden it goes up to 40%. Goes back down to 20. Goes up. For you, it's been a few minutes. But Naman at some point just says, I don't know if you froze or something, but it's,
Still here.
Oh, okay. I sent you the file like 2 hours ago. Did you get it? I've been trying to.
I think we're still in the process of getting it. It looks like the time fluctuates here. Crazy. The time here is crazier than the time signature on a flogging Molly. So.
Oh, I get that. I get the reference. Even the GM does a little. Yeah. All right then. Well, look. Do I have to leave my? I'll leave my computer open, but
Yeah. If you need to go.
Well, I am exhausted, and
I think
you can.
I think you hear from D like in the like email my mom. Tell me like.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, you go ahead and do what you need to do. Like I said, time fluctuations are crazy here. I'm not going to keep you tied here for 3 months waiting for a message to go through. So do what you have to do. We wanted to let you know what was going on, where we were, and thanks for the update on the situation there.
All right. Well,
take care, little lady.
Yeah, you too, Da. And the others too. Just stay safe, whatever you are.
Yeah, we will.
I guess is there a gift shop in the underworld?
If I see one, I'll find you a souvenir.
Yeah, I guess that'd be nice. No one's been there.
Exactly.
Anyway, the most important part is that you come back, right?
Yeah, we'll be back as soon as we can, I promise.
All right. Love you, Don.
All right, bye.
And she hangs up, and the transfer continues in this erratic way of going up. At some point, it's at 119%, and then it goes back down, and then it goes up, and eventually you hear a bleep, and it's complete.
All right, finally. Goddamn thing.
All right, shall we shut this down so they don't look for a vapor trail, so to speak?
I'll get the data. Like, yeah, that should be fine. Just
okay. And I'll go whatever button she points to turn it off.
While you're doing this, you hear the door to Ulfur's apartment open and close again. No screams or anything, but it just.
All right, so let's take a look at that file, see if the good professor was able to actually get us anything worthwhile.
So Morgan researched the shit out of the net, or as much as he could from the mortals world side of things, right? He confirms some of the theories that they previously had, in the sense that it's it's not so much a prison. It's like a protective sphere. Maybe call it a gilded cage, in a way. Because things would not have turned out the way they did had the net not been put in place. In fact, he theorizes that the world would be worse off because of, and his theory is, gods don't come out of nowhere. They have to come out from somewhere. His theory is there were things that existed before the gods. And people's perception of these things sort of gave rise to the gods. It's as if the story of Kronos eating his children and then Zeus coming out of him was not necessarily a story that happened in so much as something had already happened and people decided, like, after the fact that that was the story, and because humans believed the same narrative for a while, it sort of became truth. He thinks that mortals have had some sort of agency at some point in the past, but that because things became so, the world became smaller, if you will, in a way, as cultures developed and people migrated, and, you know, population amount in the world just rose, to the point where at some point fate itself sort of locked everything down. And then from that point on, the power dynamic switched over to the gods. And they could terraform the world however they wanted. They could change whatever they wanted. They had a degree of control over things. Morgan has no idea when that started, though. He's like, for sure, it's something that happened like thousands of years before the current era. At a point where some of the deities that we know of probably didn't even exist yet. But that because this sort of switch, like flick of the switch happened, some beings could basically come to life. Not because humans sort of either twisted one story or changed it over time and then it gave rise to a new being, but that this new being decided to exist or was elevated in a way, like Morgan was temporarily through a deal with a Titan. He thinks that the Titans are actually the only true beings in the sense that they tangibly existed, and then the gods sort of came out of nowhere. Now he there's a lot of notes about this side of his theory where he's like, I'm not saying that the four of you and, you know, Yoshi and the others aren't valid. Like you it's not that you don't exist yourself or that you shouldn't exist, but more like, had the Titans stayed what they were, probably humanity would have never existed to begin with, because it would just be, you know, all the forces of chaos at war with each other forever. Perhaps like some proto-humanity would have risen at some point and then been like completely wiped out in like an extinction event. And that the gods sort of came out of humans' need to be safe. And that's what he thinks the net is basically some gods, this cabal of whoever built the net. He's not aware of a few things that, you know, Loki told Kieran, but essentially, you know, the Band of 12, as Loki put it. is sort of like the gods realizing at some point that, oh wait, maybe if things continue the way they are, it's going to be bad for everyone, and we should basically put a stop to it. Like, not flick the switch back, but sort of jam the switch so that it doesn't go in either direction. Like, let's freeze a status quo around the world. And he'll finish his research, Jesus, saying that definitely their idea didn't seem to work that well. Case in point, you exist. He was able to reach out with Titan in his, anger and jealousy. There are things happening in the world that shouldn't happen. Theoretically, if the world gets locked down with the gods on the one side, the humans on the other, and the Titans God knows where, a lot of shit that happened in the last 20, 30 years should have never happened. So that gilded cage is clearly broken somewhere. That's what he could find. None of the cultures of Earth have... Oh, sorry. None of the cultures of Earth have any stories or myths about a net, a prison, a barrier that separates the it's something that sort of happened over the course of centuries, for humans anyway. And that, it's with this absence of information is where his theory comes from.
Mm-hmm. Filling in the blanks, so to speak.
Yeah.
Part of the wall's there, but filling in the bricks that are missing.
Well, it's like silence says a lot in this case.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. Just when you least expect it, Professor Morgan's research actually proves useful. All right, where do we go from here?
I want that knife.
All right, how much longer do we stick around in this God's
Probably not that much
forsaken
longer.
city?
Like she's looking at the apartment. It's just like it is like trashed. It's like probably not that much longer.
Thoroughly trashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suggest that we figure out where we're going to go to next. My guess is going to be somewhere further inland.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know how to get out of here, do we?
Well, you know that Karen took a boat from one beach to here, so there's technically...
Sure, but it's not like we're going to go down to the docks and have a boat rental.
No, if I remember correctly, you tried to look for that, and there are none.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, in a way, you do know that there's another shore somewhere.
I'm trying to remember, is this for lack of a better way to say it, prototypical walled city that has
that entire,
so to
the city of Vale is just... It's such a
Is it just
strange
there?
puzzle in how it's built that you don't know how far out it extends.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are it might extend forever.
Unless you don't want it to extend forever.
Yeah.
It might
Probably
respond
extends.
to if you want to go to the docks, you go to the docks faster.
Yeah, so probably the docks are our first best bet, other than just picking a direction and keep on going till we get to the end of the city, which we may never get to.
Mm-hmm. At least we'll have a destination we've gone to.
Yeah. Or if all else fails, we hijack a mystery cruise boat and have it take us somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Or see if we can find something somewhere that can get us transport.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of hijacking a cruise boat. Hell pirates.
Cruise boat is in a pirate ship. They'd be very bad at that.
Well, let's head down to the docks and we can plan from there or where we want to go, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. So
If
are we
anything,
leaving?
find one of those you ought to hear maps so we can see if there's anything.
Mm-hmm. So are we done with pointing in Ulfer's like apartments? Are we done with that? Or...
No, I'm not joking. I want that knife.
All right. Okay.
It's not a joke.
I mean, we're not coming back here, so I mean.
Exactly. So we have to do that now. Where is he?
The knife or Ulfer?
Oh, I assume they're one of the same.
Well, I mean, you heard the door to his apartment open and close earlier.
Sure.
So he may have left. He may have. I don't know if he's.
Oh, did
went
you
out
see
and
him
came
back when you were looking through the peephole?
When I was looking, yes, but then that happened again while I was sending the message. So I don't
And we
know
didn't
if that
hear
was
him
him
come back in?
leaving or if that was him coming back from something.
I think D will point to like the wall. I think the wall that we share with Ulfer has like
Mhm.
the socket has just been kind of like that wall has been like cut up. It's like, you want to just go through there? Like I already like tore out
Just-
half the stuff. And,
Just through the wall. Kool-Aid style, sure. I mean, let's do it.
I mean, we're not coming back here. Like
It's
we're
true,
not getting
I mean,
we're
yeah.
not getting a deposit on this place. Look what I did to it.
Neither
Like,
is he, apparently. Let's knock down his wall.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
I think
bathtub. The
not.
bathtub. It's like
Trash this
it's like
place.
it's the computer is basically held in the innards of this like fridge, and like I've taken the bathtub out and half it's like in there. So it's like this place is trash.
How do you burst through the wall?
How's your batting arm, Finbar?
Probably as good as it's ever been. All right, reluctantly, Finbar puts his ear up to the wall to see if he can hear any sounds in there at all. Because obviously it's got such great sound insulating potential that we can hear what's been happening
There
there
are no
before.
sounds coming on the other side, but there's a permanent sort of low vibration. But it seems to be all over the wall. Like the wall
Okay.
itself is shaking.
All right, I don't hear anything happening in there, so I don't know if he's either out or asleep or just sitting there watching whatever the equivalent of Netflix is down here.
I think they got Netflix down here.
Yeah, but they have ads.
Ugh.
It's probably 30 minutes of ads followed by 5 minutes of show. No, in this
And then
place.
they cancel it after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask for a roll for you to bust through the wall, Finbar. If you decide to swing at it with the shillelagh, it's gonna take about like 3 hits, 3 solid hits,
Mm-hmm.
and you will have broken like a section big enough for you to at least poke your head through, and then you can just pick the rubble out.
And then just pull everything away.
Ulfer's apartment is almost similar to yours. You would have broken into his living room, essentially, except his place has been gutted out.
Oh,
Kind of
well,
like yours.
yeah,
Oh.
it's just like
Unlike ours.
It's now a 1-room apartment, like one big open space. He's got a cot in like a corner, near the door, actually, kind of where the kitchen would be. Of all the appliances left, there's only the fridge. And there is a section of his living room that's been covered wall to ceiling with plastic sheets. And they are bloodied.
Yeah.
cool.
They
the
are,
blood room. Hey.
serial killer bloodied.
Yeah, some
Uh-huh.
serious American Psycho vibes in here. For sure.
All right, Finbar, against his better judgment, he's going to walk over to the refrigerator and open the door.
Hearts. So many hearts.
Cool.
He'll close it back up again.
How many hearts?
If it's packed to the point where there are like several piled up.
Are they in like Ziploc baggies?
No, they're just shoved in there.
Just in there?
They're sitting out there. They're
Oh,
sitting out
good.
there fresh.
No, Gordon Ramsay would have a conniption fit. You don't.
You're in the underworld. We'll start with this. Yeah. Baseline. But yeah, no, there's a bunch of them. They're not like dripping with blood. They look kind of dry, kind of almost like covered in a congealed layer of blood.
Whoa.
Like
Yeah, they've
like
been sitting there
reddish
for a while.
eggs.
Okay, follow-up question. Are there any partial hearts in there? Like, is there any indication that this guy's eating them for snacks?
None of them have been bitten off, if that's what you're asking. They all seem to be intact. There's a sheet of paper taped to the inside of the fridge door.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just markings, like bars.
All right, how many tally marks do I count?
There are 47 tally marks.
47.
It's a lot.
Is
When you
there
get to-
some mythological significance to a number? There's about like 50 or 48 or...
It would sort
Finbar
of...
will search his memory.
Yeah, well, Finbar, can you give me int and intel and occult?
Intellect
Sam,
and
I have a
occult. I should
question.
have good numbers
Yes.
in both.
This is the underworld. Do objects have the same spirit, or is it something different? It's just like, are they just constructs of whatever like space that we're in?
Oh, that's a good question.
You did manage, if you remember last time, you did manage to speak to a sort of spirit in that like computer cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So there might still be something.
Ooh, okay.
So with 3 successes, Finbar, 50 might be a number, but as far as Norse mythology goes, they don't really have something
their hearts.
very, like, numbers aren't necessarily very important to them. But there is one thing you remember. Wasn't Ulfr kind of doing the same thing to people, or at least the Scions, back when he was alive?
Yeah.
Seems like he hasn't changed his old ways.
He still has a vivisection fetish, then. Wonderful. And I'll push it closed and keep it closed.
You wanted to do something or speak with some spirits?
No, she wanted like he doesn't want to. I feel like this fridge has seen some shit. I feel like it's she'll to the others. Do you think we have? Do we need any more information from this, or are you just gonna deal with him? I mean, this is pretty damning. I'm not gonna lie here.
I want the knife. Like,
Okay. So I mean, I have the possibility of talking to Fridge. I don't want to, but if we desperately need information, I can.
I mean, I don't have any special skills of like knife detection or.
I don't know. Just like if we want to know any more
It's called
information, I
having
really
eyes.
don't want to talk to it. This thing is probably like traumatized. I'm not too sure.
I mean, we could take a look around, but I feel like just asking would be the fastest course of action so that he doesn't come back and like rip out our hearts as well?
Okay. All right, Fridge. All right, what's happening here?
The fridge replies almost immediately when it feels that you can contact it in some way.
Yeah. Oh no.
It speaks with a Patrick Warburton-like voice.
Yeah. Aw,
It just
traumatized
goes,
Patrick Warburton is not gonna.
I'm so disgusting.
So okay, I mean, I can take this stuff out and kind of like. I have
Oh, please.
So what happened here? What's he been doing here?
He's been
with this?
shoving pieces of people in me.
Okay, so do you have any idea what he's been doing before that? Are they
Pieces of
bringing people?
people.
No, I know pieces of people, but like, do you have any idea what he's been like? Why he's been doing it? How often he's been doing it? Are they?
It's for a present.
Hmm.
He uses his baseball team.
Wait, and this is his baseball. Oh no. Yeah.
Don't go to a game.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I think you hear like I think you.
things of value.
Yeah, well, I'll watch. Wait, we'll deal with him. Like, yeah. So the baseball team.
Did you say baseball?
Yeah, the baseball team. It's like we were right on some other like combining hobbies, except he's using the baseball team as this is the baseball team partially. And she's like removing.
No,
she's
that's
like starting.
all of it and more.
Okay, there's what happens to the rest of it? Does he? What?
Who cares about the baseball team? Where's my knife? Ask him where my
Where's
knife
the
is.
knife? Like I think does he have the?
Oh, he
The knife.
uses a knife for it, yes.
Yeah. Does he have? Where is the knife?
In the knife drawer.
Is she like what? Oh, it's
Knife
she's
drawer.
like, she'll point. No, I mean, she just like that seems. I think in her head, it's like that seems like unceremonious for this thing. It's like it's in the drawer. She'll point to the Karen, like it's in the drawer. It's over there.
There's
Okay.
yeah, he gutted most of the kitchen and everything. The only drawer that you can see is inside the fridge. It's where like the freezer would have been before.
Okay, like she'll like I think it's there.
Okay.
There's more than just a knife in that drawer. There's a knife and a letter written on parchment in very detailed calligraphy in Old Norse.
Who's supposed to be able to read this? Finbar, can you read
Here,
this?
let me take a look. I'll
It's
take a look.
ridiculous.
Son, I am giving you one more chance. Make me proud.
Is it signed?
Nah.
Okay.
But
All
I
right,
mean,
look-
I think you know.
Mhm.
He's the son of
Who's-
Fenrir.
Yeah.
Yeah? Fenrir.
All right, looks like this is all supposed to be a present to help him get back in the good graces with dear old dad.
With my dad.
His dad.
Your
His dad.
brother.
His dad would be basically
My cousin.
yeah. Well, his dad
Brother,
is
right?
your half brother.
My half brother, right?
half brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wolf.
Yeah,
So if you
this
want the knife, grab it now.
family
What do
tree
you
is
got the
just kind
chance?
of a wreath at this point. Okay. I grabbed the knife.
I'll take the parchment and put it with
It's-
my stuff.
Cool. I mean, it's a knife. It's sort of a older model of a butcher knife. With a still very sharp blade with the inscription on it, to my favorite son.
Sure.
It's not made out of like a fang or anything. It seems to have been made out of steel.
It's mundane. He ordered this thing off of Etsy. Yeah.
Oh, there's no magic in it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I still want it.
You have it.
Cool.
You have Fenrir's butcher knife.
All right. May I just suggest that we get out of this place?
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah. Dee's just gonna during while we were just gonna clean out this, kind of like do as much you can for this fridge,
Thank you.
and then
Thank you.
and then she'll look at Finbar. It's like, can you help me move that over there to the other
All right.
room?
You
Just so,
said Ulfric left here earlier carrying something out in a garbage bag, right?
Yep.
All right, he's going to look to see where the garbage bags are stored so we can, if you're wanting to haul these pieces out of here. If that's what your plan was.
no, I think no, she's just going to like she's being nice at the fridge, like by putting it into just put in the other room where the other fridge has been like dissected, basically.
Okay. All right, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Finbar can easily pick it up and carry it over there.
I care about the fridge. Unlike the fridge, I basically like turned into a computer, which is
Somebody has broken into this man's house, through his wall, stolen his refrigerator, and left.
yeah,
Might I say his only appliance?
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right.
And
now,
then turned it into like some sort of like art piece right down there, because like they're not gonna know. They're just gonna see the other fridge in the other room is
So
perfectly
you're
fine.
gonna bring a traumatized fridge in a room where you've gutted the other one?
I mean, you probably can't. It probably can't tell anymore. Honestly,
it's nothing he's not used to.
yeah.
all right. Now we need to fix this. Obviously, we got a hole in the wall here that he's going to know exactly where things,
I mean, that's too
where
bad
the
for him. I
entry's
guess.
been through. Do we want him to find his fridge over there, or do we need to repair this wall in some way?
Nah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure before we
I
leave
mean, the knife
possibly-
is gonna be missing, so he's gonna know at some point something's up.
The knife and the letter from Mr.
Mhm.
That's definitely, yeah.
So your
Uh,
plan is to leave the building and go back to the docks, right?
Hmm.
I believe that's the plan now. Yes.
Right. So you open the door to the apartment, leave.
Mhm.
As you open the door, right in front of you is a collar. And that's where we end today.
Cool.
Of course.
Hee. Just for
We
next
leave
week's
through the
sake,
other door. Leave to the other door.
Um,
Before we leave, we slam the door in his face.
well,
Yeah,
I
okay.
would just
I mean,
like
he
to
doesn't
know,
know. He doesn't know.
Yeah. We made too much noise.
for next
Well,
week,
you-
who
well-
opened the door?
Probably Finbar.
Just shut the door, and then like
Let him in his face.
he doesn't know that the caller doesn't know that the
He doesn't
door-
have eyes. He
the
can't
other-
see us.
he didn't see the rooms are connected. So just like wait a second until he forces his way into the door and then leap to the other one.
Lock the door. What's he gonna do? Psychically unlock it from the other side?
Probably.
We
God
don't know.
damn it.
There's a lot of places with things we know about
He
this city. and
exploded
this
a
world.
man by looking at him.
He had to wait. He had to touch that man with his.
Did
weird
I mean
little
that's
mosquito.
that's
If we put the door
you-
between us and him, there's at least
he exploded a
2
man.
inches of wood.
Yes, that'll protect you.
It might be enough to buy us time.
We'll see.
Go through the non-existent window.
Well, that's right. We do not have a window. The door is the two doors.
Now you
are the
know-
only option.
Now you wonder why I was making sure if we could, why I was postulating escaping through the elevator shaft.
I mean, we might have to yet. We're on the- We'll see.
But yeah, we're back. Everyone's in trouble. Thank you so much for coming today, everyone. Thank you, players, for being here on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you for the subs. And I will pass the mic on to you, dear players. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and you know anything that you have going on. Let's do same order as we did the intros. So we'll start with Kieran.
Kieran, that's me. I'm Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios on Instagram and everywhere else. And Hanimation.shop is my personal shop where you can find all my cool doodads and trinkets and whatnot. You can find me back here again next Saturday for more Scion, where we are in a lot more trouble than we anticipated, but what else is new? So, super duper glad to be back. Love dying immediately. We'll see if that happens next time.
If you die in hell, where do you go? That said, hey, D, hi.
Hey everyone, I'm Gremlin Art pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. You can find my art, and next time you'll see me is on Classical Glyza's channel. On Thursdays for from the library, a Monster Care Squad game. We are curing a giant eye in space. It's been multiple eyes. It's been so good to be back again, and hopefully, yeah, we tore our room apart, or hopefully we don't get exploded by a scary like underworld like guard thing. That's good.
When you say curing an eye, do you mean like curing of a disease, or like curing as in?
It's a giant monster.
can-
It's a giant monster that's an eye in space.
And lastly, Finbar.
All right, I'm Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye. You can find me later on tonight on my Twitch channel for Grappler's Keep, our WWE 2K24, 2K23. We're not ready for 24 yet. 2K23 universe, where a number of characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPG genres compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. Tonight is our next premium live event. It is the Fiendish Stockade, our version of Hell in a Cell. We have 2 matches for the men's and women's championship that are going to be happening inside the Fiendish Stockade itself, and we have 10 other matches. All titles are going to be on the line, plus we have some other unique matches scheduled for that as well. That'll be tonight. Then Mondays, you can catch my daughter and I as we have Family Night at the Emporium, as we're almost there on completing out the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, or as we prefer to call it, the Further Adventures of Mouse Droid, as we are now on the Death Star. That's the last planet to explore before pretty much 100%ing the thing out. And then on Wednesdays, you can either catch me on my channel, or depending on the week, you can catch me on Encounter Online playing Baldur's Gate 3. I've gotten you into the group at Encounter Online, where we are doing a multiplayer version of the game, where I have started playing a elf that's going to become a stealth archer named Keen Dova. You can figure out my name reference from there. Otherwise, you'll catch me on my channel as we will continue on with the Legend of Ben de Mustaine, as we've just completed Act 2 and we're ready to start Act 3. So what's probably going to happen is every other week it'll either be my channel or the Encounter Online group. We're a real good bunch of people I've met up with there. And then you can catch me, of course, Saturday afternoons here, as we're doing our own version of the Divine Comedy with all of our characters here. So, and then also keep an eye out. There'll be something new popping up on my Etsy page, where I've got a new GM screen design that I'm going to be promoting. Actually, going to be 2 different designs, variations off the same one. So keep an eye out on X and Discord and stuff like that, as I'll be making the announcement there. Hopefully either later tonight or early tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you again, players, for being here. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me on Twitter at Wandering_DM, and on Wandering DM __ on Twitch and Blue Sky. I will be back on Monday for it's the finale of season 5 of Montreal by Night, our penultimate season. The players have now found the entrance to the long-buried Temple of Eternal Whispers, as they went about uncovering all the secrets of Montreal's history. Once that finale is done, I believe that the week after we're going to have an interlude, fingers crossed, and then we're going to be back for season 6, our last 6 episodes of Vampire the Masquerade, and then secret projects that are coming along. It's going to be very interesting. Then, well, of course, next Saturday here for some more, I guess, vandalism in the world of the dead. And next Friday, extraordinarily, I will be over on Trooper SGP's channel instead of the Travelers game, as we're going to playtest the Daggerheart game from Critical Role, where I will play a fucking frog, damn it. I need to get my Chrono Trigger fix, so I will of course play a frog, because yeah. And that's it for me, so thank you so much everyone for coming. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.